Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a day we've had. And I just feel we've achieved so much. Thank you to the two gentlemen by my side. A huge honor, obviously, to have you both here in Sri Lanka. And hopefully it's the first of many visits in the future, many meaningful visits, and a deep appreciation to the leadership of my chairman, Sashi Raja Mahendran, for leading all of this and making all of this happen. There's a silent strength behind all of us, and it's really, truly a wonderful experience overall. Right. Now, as we near the end of today's proceedings, we want to make sure that there is a forward commitment to all of the time, energy, and effort that we've put in today. And we'd like to declare what we call the Colombo Commitment. It encapsulates everything that we've spoken about today. It encapsulates all of the spirit of the Sri Lanka Summit. And we'd love for all of you to please throw your weight and your support behind the Colombo Commitment. So ladies and gentlemen, a very quick look at the Colombo Commitment as it's launched in the screen behind me right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Colombo Commitment 2024.
I think it deserves a round of applause. In addition to this, of course, I'd love to invite you to give your specific commitments to actions that you would take as leaders in your own countries, in your own companies, so that we can take this initiative forward. And I'd love to begin with the two gentlemen by my side. Dr. Forrest, may I please ask you, sir, for your individual commitment, what are you going to commit to us today?
Okay, thank you, Siobhan. Thank you, of course, to the chairman of the CMG Group. I really am proud to sit here before you and commit to Fortescue and doing everything I can to help Australia assist every other country in the world, plus lead in its own capacity to the Colombo Commitment. I personally commit, as you've asked, I personally commit to do everything in my power through the Bali process, government and business Bali process, and to nations further afield to adopt due diligence practices and laws which ensure that business people like me and governments like ours are extremely sensitive to the fact that modern slavery is the oldest tyranny, is a tyranny which we can, in our generation, stamp out if we ourselves take the action. And I hereby commit personally, and my companies, Mindero and Fortescue, to the Colombo Commitment. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Forrest. Amazing. The Bali Process Government and Business Forum committed to the AAA recommendations in 2018, and I was there, and it was a landmark, historic moment, and I feel today is the same. Mr. Thohir, time for you, sir. What is your commitment to us?
Let me read my commitment because I don't want to miss a word. So, I mean, of course, Indonesia, we are committed, and again, in this occasion, the first countries that we propose to work will be Indonesia and Sri Lanka, and we invite others to let us know if you would like to host consultation in your country, and these consultations are important to ensure our supply chains are ethical and that there is a level playing field for all business in its respective countries. That's my commitment. Thank you,
Mr. Thohir. And in respect to that, we would like to also commit to conduct the same consultative process in Sri Lanka on human rights due diligence as well. We'd like to also move in now, gentlemen, to individual commitments from the audience, from the leaders we have out there. And we'd like to specifically now invite Christina Wilson from the team Global Express from Australia, who is going to make an announcement on behalf of Australian business leader Christine Holgate. So, Christina, if you are around, yes, we'd love to hear from you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me, and it's been my delight to be representing Australian business leadership from Australia's largest transport and logistics organisation, Team Global Express. Colombo and Sri Lankan born myself, it's an honour to be here, learning and serving this great cause with you. And as Team Global Express's Chief People and Sustainability Officer, we commit to the Colombo Commitment. We also believe this is about leadership. We want to lead the transport and logistics industry in this arena and have only recently begun looking, identifying our own modern slavery risks in our supply chains, and must look harder, faster, and with courage and curiosity. We are also investing in the development of our sustainability leadership culture strategy in 2024. Christine Holgate, who many of the Australians here would know, our group CEO, is passionate about eradicating human trafficking and will be hosting a Modern Slavery CEO Forum in Australia in the coming months. And I hope many of you can join us, and we will certainly share the details with the Walk Free team. Thank you again.
Thank you, Christina. That's amazing. I'd like to now call upon Mr. Mahendra Pandey from the Global Migrant Workers Network. Mahendra, you were looking very handsome all day. Where are you?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. First of all, we like to partner as a Global Migrant Worker Network for the whole entire of the Bali process, not only one forum or one discussions. That is one, and particularly one commitment, and it's one of the world's largest migrant-led organizations, and we like to host next Bali process this forum next year in Kathmandu, Nepal, and I hope you all able to join in partnership with NBI and Kush Joshi.
Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Amazing news. And now, my dear friend and an original member of the Bali Process gang, Dr. Forrest, Mr. Hobart Vai, the former head of the Samoan Chamber of Commerce and Industry and a consultant to the UNODC. Hobart, it's over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shivan. First of all, thank you to everyone, especially our hosts in beautiful Sri Lanka and those 3 beautiful men up there for our work for all these many years. There's one consistent word that's been mentioned this whole day, and that's the word of leadership. 318 delivers leadership trainings throughout the Pacific, and over the past 3 years, we have changed our programs to be inclusive and utilizing the word, the feedback, and the informing all our communities about this issue that we shared about today. It's a commitment for us to extend these trainings throughout all of Polynesia and Melanesia, because there's one voice that needs to be informed, and that is that of our youth, our future generations. We are further committed to ensure that the message that we're sending is sent into our curriculums, into our schools, and it's something I'm passionate to make it happen, that our future generations are informed. We as leaders of government and private sector meet all the time, but we need to inform our future generations. So we are committed to that. We're going to make it happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hobart. We're going to make it happen. All right, and now a very special person who's been a live wire in the Bali process for so many years. I remember meeting him for the first time maybe 7 or 8 years ago, and he's remained committed. We saw his commitment all day. Dr. Bayat, I would love to hear your commitment, sir.
Thank you, Siobhan. With permission from my real chairwoman, on behalf of Bayat Group in Afghanistan, we remain committed to creating opportunity for vulnerable Afghans, especially women and children, so that they have options and viable alternatives to avoid the risk of modern slavery. Therefore, we commit to the following 5 points plan for the next 6 months. 1, expanding our family sponsorship program that will cover school fees for thousands of Afghan children so that they can go to school rather than being sent to beg on the streets. 2, accelerating the ongoing reconstruction of the Herat Regional Maternal Hospital, which was damaged in the last autumn's earthquake, so that the mothers, newborns, and young children can access basic and advanced health care. 3, working with orphanages starting in Herat to ensure that they have the facilities needed, that children without parents are not exploited and given equal opportunity to be raised, educated, and positioned to become productive members of society. 4, expanding the hiring of Afghan women in our telecommunications business, Afghan Wireless, by creating women call center teams staffed and led by women. 5, using the power of sport to educate our citizens about modern slavery. In 2024, our media network will be broadcasting the Summer Olympics, World Cup futsal, and professional cricket competitions. And we will deploy an integrated TV, radio, social media, and SMS campaign during these highly watched events to promote discussion, understanding, and attention to modern slavery. Finally, while we understand that Afghanistan is rarely a country that people think of with travel, we welcome any and all of you that want to come to see the situation in country, and most importantly, give hope that the world will continue to join us on the journey to serve vulnerable Afghans and prevent modern slavery. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Baez. Thank you so much. Can we, ladies and gentlemen, come together once more and give all of these amazing commitments a really loud round of applause? Because there's so much that's backing these commitments. These are not just words. This is not just a conference, Dr. Forrest, where we've just spoken all day, Mr. Thohir. These gentlemen on the side of me have put their money where their mouth is. They have really backed this cause over the years. And all of you, every one of you here who are here committing to this cause is also going to make a difference and impact in the years to come. People will know this, they'll feel it, they'll feel the change. Okay, so time to close things for today. We have a big day tomorrow, and I'd like to invite Mr. Thohir to please give us your closing remarks.
I think once again, I would like to thank you and the Capital Maharaja Group. And we can see the difference when the media group hosting an event like today. So I really appreciate. And then once again, thank you, Dr. Forrest, for your all great support. I'm still learning from you. And again, we are all committed to the Colombo commitments that we just write it down. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thohir. Dr. Andrew Forrest, your closing thoughts, sir.
Well, I join Boy in being very grateful to the CMG Group, but then to immediately say to all of you business leaders in this room, all of you government leaders in this room, and everyone you speak to, can we please get in behind the Colombo commitments, because you know yourselves, every time you take society a step further away from modern slavery, every time you express that personally through your own companies and governments, your own workforces, to become highly aware of modern slavery risk, from your own administrative organisations to become highly aware of modern slavery risk, then you literally will be preventing and freeing slavery. I cannot put too fine a point on it. what the fine work we've seen from Nepal to Afghanistan to North America, everywhere, when companies and governments come alive to the risk of modern slavery, make the commitments such as you've seen, have the excellent leadership such as we've seen in the steadfast presence for the day of the CMG chairman, then we know that we're going to make a very real difference here in Colombo and in Greater Sri Lanka. That leadership, ladies and gentlemen, will save the lives and save tens of thousands of futures of people who could have and would have gone into modern slavery, but for the example being set by the leaders here and by you all. Allow me, please, on their behalf, on their future, on their lives, to say, please continue to step up. Please continue to make sure your governments and your companies, wherever you are, stay highly focused on eliminating modern slavery from your supply chains, from your environments, and from your communities. You will be saving lives, and there can be no more noble cause. I thank you, I deeply encourage you, and I stand personally ready to serve each of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Forrest. Something many of you might have missed when you drove into Stein Studios today was the Stein Studios sign at the top of the road, the street. And it says, Stein Studios, where dreams come true. This is a stage that makes dreams come true. We have thousands of rural Sri Lankans come here, and they sing, they act, they dance. They're given an opportunity, and they become superstars. They win The Voice, they win Sri Lanka's Got Talent, they win Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they're instantly transformed to global superstars. This is a very special stage. And I feel, Dr. Forrest and Mr. Thohir, that today a dream has come true, another dream has come true on this stage. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here, for everything that you've done. And we'll see many of you tomorrow. Good night.